What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. It's exciting if you're an Arsenal fan. Not that exciting if you're a Liverpool fan. But hey, they're still at the top of the table. They're the team to beat. If you're a Chelsea fan, though, not doing the greatest. And we have a special guest with us again. So yeah, let's get into it. This is What the Football. All right, guys, let's get into it. Luan, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a while. I've been begging you to be on the podcast. and finally, no one else could do it. So, yeah, man.
I told you we'll bring you on when Arsenal beat Liverpool.
I thought it would never happen this season.
Well, with the moment that you guys have been in, I mean, that result, I think, for a lot of people was a bit unexpected. But what were your thoughts?
Well, you can see by Arteta's celebration that he thought it was a big win. No, it was always going to be a big game. That's a 6-point game, especially with the top two. So now the title race is back open.
Yep.
But there's still a lot to play for. At the moment, actually, if you look at Man City, at this point in the season, they don't lose. So it's theirs to lose, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think they got two games in hand. And
they do.
They're 5 points behind. So, yeah, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can still keep it at the top. But it's going to be a tough one too, especially with De Bruyne coming back and Haaland. So we'll see. But we have faith in Klopp and the Cup.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Give us a little bit about your history with Liverpool, because I think this is a really big moment for Liverpool with Klopp announcing he's leaving, the success you guys have had over the last, 5-6 years, whatever the timeline looks like, because it was a big project when he came on. But anyway, give us a little bit of your history.
So I've always been a football fan. Funny enough, I actually told Judah before he came. That's why I was wearing his Blackburn Rovers shirt. When I first started following football, actually I was a Blackburn Rovers fan. Mark Hughes was the manager. We had Morten Gant Pedersen, the left footer. All these old. Even I think we had a few South Africans. Samba was centre back at this stage.
Yeah,
I think we finished in the top 6 in one season. We played European football. We had a South African, Benny McCarthy. I think he got almost top goal scorer one season for Blackburn.
True.
So that was kind of my history. My brother and my best friends always supported Liverpool. So they were kind of like my team as well. I kind of owned them. I watched them. I followed them. But it wasn't until probably Blackburn got relegated a few years back into the Championship that I kind of couldn't follow them anymore as much as I wanted to. And I kind of naturally shifted into following Liverpool. So really, and it was in that transition stage for Liverpool as well. Klopp had just come on and he was kind of rebuilding the team. So I've only known kind of the Klopp era in terms of intentionally following Liverpool. And so when I heard the news, it was kind of like other people have said, losing someone that you've known personally.
Yeah. Dang, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So this is quite meaningful for you.
Yeah. And actually,
Dang.
The funny thing is, when I found out, so my wife is pregnant with our third child. So we went to a 24-week scan. And I'm busy sitting while my wife's getting scanned. And I get this, my watch vibrates. Yeah. And I look and it says, Klopp to step down at the end of the season. And at that point, I didn't know whether to cry or out of joy seeing my son, a 3D scan of my son. And I said to my wife afterwards, and I probably shouldn't have said this. I said, I'll never forget this day. She's like, why? Because you saw our son. I was like, no, because Klopp's staying down. So that was probably one of my best moments. So it was.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So it was one of those moments where it was a little bit surreal. I didn't really believe it until I got home and read a few things and saw some Instagram reels about what he was saying to the fans. And I think he's done a great job for us. I think he set the foundation for the next manager to build, especially with the rebuild in midfield this season. But he's irreplaceable. He's like a Ferguson, and we just can't replace him. So but unfortunately the wave of him leaving didn't help us last night, because kind of the team has been built on that passion and
absolutely.
But we were pretty. Klopp's foot was heavy metal.
Yeah.
I think it was more like a lullaby last night.
Well, against Chelsea, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And by then, he had already announced his stepping down. So what is this? What exactly is this? You guys see Chelsea coming and you play like animals. Like you play like you're angry at Chelsea.
Yeah.
And then you go to the Emirates and what is that? And I supported you guys last.
I know. You said you would. For me, it was a strange game. We didn't start with any natural left footer to start off with. We had made a few changes. I'm actually not too sure what to do with Alexander-Arnold at this point in time, because
push him to the midfield or something.
Yeah, I think so. But Connor Bradley, he would have played, but his father actually passed away.
Yeah, saw that.
And I think he would have started above him. And I think he brings a little bit more like security at the back.
Yeah.
But then, Curtis and Slabberschlein and McAllister, like they kind of the three at the moment. So I don't know where you would put him. Like if do you bench him? Like
I don't
know. Like he's one of the best players in the Premier League. So I think Klopp is going to have a bit of a headache moving forward about his selection. Endo's coming back. Salah's coming back.
Endo is
so we have a good squad, and you can see that we're in all the cups at the moment, and that's because of the depth that we've been able to play good football without our top players, and actually without Salah and Trent, I felt like we've been more rounded. Like we played like more all round good football, and not just like the right being strong necessarily, but I think we played well.
Yeah, that's not a bad problem to have though for a manager, because you want that kind of depth where like. You have to choose players, And I mean, there might be some matches where Trent fits better than Connor Bradley.
Yeah.
Connor Bradley, right?
Yeah.
That's his name. Like, so you might fit better because he's more attacking, and that's what you need. But anyway, the game. Overall, I was also a bit surprised as well. I didn't anticipate how that game would go. I thought we did have a chance though.
Yeah.
And you could see kind of like what it meant to the Arsenal players, because this wasn't like an easy Liverpool team to beat. I don't consider any of those players to be, just kind of like pushovers. Liverpool is physical. They're fast. You had those bursts in the match where like, okay, they're gonna probably score, and it didn't happen. But I really felt like those players had really prepared as best as they could to try and see if they could get a result at home, and they did.
Yeah.
So
I think and it just shows again, Trent's defensive frailties. Like when Martinelli's running at you at pace, like he's cutting in, and he's Konate has to come across every time to cover. So I felt, and he also offensively he didn't impact the game that much, because I felt like Arsenal were really pressing well.
Yeah.
As a team, it was hard to get out the back, especially the first half. Our midfield struggled to break the line. So it was just one of those games that were just odd. We just didn't feel like we got momentum.
Yeah.
And then I thought we got really lucky with the own goal right at the end of the half. And I thought,
that felt like a gift.
That was gift. It felt like this whole game was Christmas all over again.
I literally felt that as well yesterday. I was like, we're giving them a gift, they're giving us a gift.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why I'm not wearing my Liverpool shirt is because when Van Dijk and Ederson did that, I spoiled all my team. Like, honestly?
That was actually my next question for you. What happened that second goal? Because I was sitting with a friend of mine and we were watching the game. And when that happened, I think I threw my hands up. I was like pissed. And we were out. So it was like a sports place. Yeah. So there are screens everywhere. Yeah. And one of the guys who was attending to us came and like, "Sir, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay."
Yeah. I'm glad you were okay.
Can you talk us through what you think happened there?
Okay. Yeah, I think it was a nothing ball. Van Dijk, I think, should have took it first time and just cleared it.
Mm-hmm.
I think in my head the way it was, his body movement was going was. Yeah. I think he was going to maybe header it back, but he saw Alisson coming fast. So he thought he could just shield the ball and Alisson would get rid of it. but it kind of like awkwardly, Alisson just rushed out too far, and then he couldn't use his hands, and then he tried to kick it and kick Van Dijk, and the ball just went past them, and it was one of those like odd, under 3 mistakes.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was expecting to see something like that in a game of that magnitude.
No.
I think the other thing I want to say is kudos to Martinelli to keep for continuing to chase.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
if he had seen Alisson come out, he could have gone, yeah, this is gone. But he kept chasing. And if you don't make yourself available when the opportunity comes up, there's nobody to take it. So that was really good for me. I think Martinelli did well.
But here's the thing, though. I've seen a few Liverpool games where I've seen these kind of errors happen, but they get away with it.
Yeah.
And so you agree, yeah?
Yeah. No,
Like,
especially
it happens.
especially when like he had Gomez, partnering Matip or something, and then that often happens. We got lucky, Alisson's trying to do one of his, behind the back, and then he gets lucky off the line or whatever. But I think the reason why it was surprising was because maybe like last season it would have been surprising. Because Van Dijk was a bit off pace and the team was not playing as well, the confidence wasn't there. But like between Van Dijk and Konate, like those guys have been
They're good.
like the cookie monster, like
Yeah.
basically
Oh my
eating
goodness,
everything that comes
They're
out
good.
the back.
They're good.
Yeah.
And then to see that, it just felt very casual. I felt like the whole game just felt too casual for me. There was no intensity. Arsenal had way too much time on the ball. It felt like Arsenal wanted it more, and they deserved to win.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, they
No
did.
doubt. No doubt.
And so maybe it's a wake-up call for Liverpool that you can't just rock up to a match and expect to win.
Yeah, I think so. Even the third goal, that's Trossard's goal.
Oh,
If you remember, not just the strike to get the ball in, the way he turned away from the defender to create that space to run
He
into.
beat 2 players.
I felt like that was easy. Now, he is a skillful player, no doubt. But yeah,
It was too easy.
yeah, make him work hard for
Yeah.
it. He just flicked the ball and turns and
Yeah.
so much green in front of him.
Yeah.
And he just had, and Van Dijk has been accused of this before, that casual style where he kind of feels like he's cantering a little bit and he's not. And I felt like he could have just cut half his, just go straight to the ball and take the play or do a foul outside the box, whatever you want to do.
True
But don't kind of wait for him to get into the box to the point where he can shoot. And like it clipped his shoe. His
Yeah, I
went
think he
through
hit him a bit.
Alisson. It was just one of those things where it's like, just some intensity.
Yeah,
And I think
true.
like if the mistake didn't happen, I feel like we were in the game. I feel like
The mistake for the
the
second goal?
mistake for the second goal.
Okay,
I
the
felt
second goal,
There was some momentum.
There was,
coming out of the half. We were starting to keep the ball a bit more. Arsenal started to drop a bit deep.
Yeah.
It just felt like, those moments you feel like there's momentum with the team. It felt like our 10-minute patch.
Yeah.
But as soon as that happened, the heads just dropped and it was tough to get back in.
That's a sad way to consider goal.
Oh, yeah.
That's a very sad way to consider goal. But you were speaking about intensity.
Yeah.
The team didn't have so much intensity. What do you feel about the intensity of Arteta's celebration?
Yeah, I mean, at one stage I thought, is he going to run around the whole pitch?
I honestly didn't know where he was. I was like, where is he? Because he's not in his box or anything.
I think they should just get rid of those boxes. And he started coming back and high-fiving people. If that was his plan the whole time, but it really wasn't. I can understand. I mean, like we spoke before. I mean, as a Liverpool supporter, we know the Klopp
Yeah.
that stretches, breaks his hamstring, and still celebrates, like runs on the pitch halfway and
He also breaks his glasses.
breaks his
Remember
glass.
the Norwich game?
The Norwich
I think
game.
it was 5-4 or something.
That was like the first, defining moment, I think, for Klopp to, to his personality.
His glasses got wrecked.
Smashed.
I don't remember this.
No, this is like, I think his first or second season.
Yeah.
Because they still had Lallana and those guys there.
Yeah.
Origi.
Origi.
So that, and I think that game was, I think Liverpool were leading, Norwich kept coming back, but at the end, there was like a goal to make it 5-4 or something like that. And everybody went celebrating, and he was jumping, and they were jumping. And by the time they left him, his glasses were like,
Yeah. You can see why now, why, when he said in his interview that he's tired.
his glasses, his hamstring.
There's nothing left to give. Yeah. No, it was a tough game. It was a tough one to take.
Yeah.
But there's still 16 games left of the season.
Yeah,
Anything can
absolutely.
happen.
And you're still in the UCL. Yeah, in the Carabao Cup final.
against Chelsea.
Don't tell me that.
You could win a wooden spoon like someone else.
With what is going on now, I don't expect them to win that. But that's by the way, though. So quickly on Klopp, what do you think is next for him? Do you think Barca, Real Madrid, or do you think like national team coaching, or you think like he's going to take maybe a year off, like a sabbatical?
Yeah.
What do you think?
So I saw some rumors around him going to Barca. I think Barca would like that. But like Xavi said, who's stepping down, I think it's one of those teams where I think Pep even commented that it's a tough team to manage. Now, if you thought Liverpool was critical and high intensity and press conferences and things like that, I think tenfold Barcelona in terms of the scrutiny you're under.
Yeah, I believe it.
But he has, he's played with Lewandowski before. He's
in Dortmund. At Dortmund,
I think it would be a good fit for him. I think Spain would be a good change of pace. Like, it's not necessarily that high intensity, but it is still football that you can change the culture there.
Okay.
I think Barca need someone to come in and stamp their own style of football. Yeah. And I think they have the players to do it. But I think the window is too short for him. I think I think he wouldn't be able to take over the end of the season. I think he would need more time with his wife and his family.
Okay.
But something else might open, there's a few, I know he said he'll never manage in the Premier League again. That's imagine Man United come knocking in a year or two and he's available. Like, he would never take it.
I don't think he would take it.
I think the Scousers would ripped all his paintings off the walls.
I don't think he would take it. If he takes the United job, that's I don't think he would.
It's like
take
an Owen moment, it's just to see him in a different shirt would just be terrible. But I think the natural fit would be an international job.
Like the German national team.
Yeah, I think the seasons are a little bit less. Like, he can pick his moment to pick it, to start there. But I think to go to another club now, I think it won't happen.
That would be really good, though, the national team job for him.
I heard some rumors about him potentially taking the England job if it came up.
Oh, I don't think is Southgate's job under any.
I don't think it's on the line at all. Yeah. But I think if he doesn't perform in the next big,
but the Euros this summer, yeah.
I think they'll naturally just part ways. I think it'll just be like, we had a good run.
They did have a good run,
but I think they probably need some fresh blood in there. And and if Klopp's had a good break, I think it'll be a good fit. To be honest,
yeah, you never know. Yeah. You never know. The Barca team, though, we know that Barca have. Some people say they've sold their future, like most of the deals that they've made and all. So I don't know if they have the money to get Klopp in.
Have you ever had the money to get? They just take. People are busy paying on the streets to try and get players. Like, every time I look, they've some players come in, but he can't get into the changing room because it's locked because they can't afford any more players.
Yeah, that's true. The league has refused to register some players.
Yeah, they can't register the players.
So he could end up there, but they'd have to do a whole lot of work to get him in. And if he comes and he needs some kind of players, how do they buy those players? Yeah. But that's their headache to have. That's not ours.
Who's the national team
for Germany
coach right now? Yeah, for Germany.
Julian Nagelsmann.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. So after
I
they
didn't know
took
that.
what's his name? The former
Hansi Flick.
Hansi Flick. Yeah. So they gave Nagelsmann, but I think he's on a short contract.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
I think his contract is like a year or just maybe if it's long, it's till the end of the 2026 World Cup. If that's the longest. I think it's just after summer. I could be wrong, but I know it's not a long contract.
Yeah, maybe Klopp wants that as well because he's taking. I think he said he's going to take time off. Yeah. So
I'll be surprised if he steps straight into something else.
No, yeah,
I think he would. But I think he's a man of his word as well. Like
I guess so. But I think I heard Pep say something like, "Yeah, we all know he will be back someday. He enjoys the game. We know each other. We love the game. He will be back." Definitely, he didn't put a timeline to it, but I was like, we all know he will be back and stuff. But I think he's definitely leaving Liverpool a legend.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely. There's no doubt about it. So
they want everything with him.
It's a good way to bow out.
Yeah. They want everything.
And if Man City can win a quadruple, why can't Liverpool?
Yeah.
Man City won the treble.
Did they not win the treble?
They won the treble, not the quadruple. So they won 3, not 4. So if you guys can win 4.
Let's try. Let's one up Pep.
So you're in the Carabao Cup final. You're in the FA Cup
FA
still.
Cup
Yep.
League.
and
UCL.
Champions League.
Yep.
No. Don't mention Champions League, please. We didn't make Champions League last season.
They are in the Champions League. No, not Champions League.
Europa
League.
But
my
that's
bad.
still
That's
I mean,
still
you're
football.
still a trophy.
Sevilla-
Yeah,
It's still a
European
European trophy. Yeah.
Sevilla is not there, so we have charters to win.
Yeah, not
Like they
UCL.
always winning it.
UEL.
UEL, yeah.
Yeah, UEL. Yeah, that's true. That's good stuff.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, Klopp, amazing legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next for you guys?
Well, I mean, if you watch anything Liverpool, Alonso is the obvious choice, I think.
Yeah.
And I saw another podcast. Yeah, the guys were saying that if most Liverpool supporters wants him, because of his pedigree, what it's done at Leverkusen, and just his history with the club. I think at this point, if the owners don't take him and the next manager and the manager fails, they'll be like, "We told you," you know. So it's a win-win if they take him. I think the club will move forward.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has enough. I think he's enough games under his belt to have proven his worth.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's young enough to give us like a good stretch, like another Klopp stretch with a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think players respect him. I think he's a player coach. I think he's on the ground with players, and I think he brings that intensity. The games I've watched in the German league, it's not a pushover league, and he's done. He hasn't lost yet, so
True.
I think he's the obvious choice. The funny thing in Liverpool is, the big names like the Zidans and the Mourinhos, like they just don't fit the culture. They just feel unnatural to come in and make it all about the manager. I mean, the fact that in Jurgen Klopp's interview when he said, he's the normal one.
Yeah, that's remember.
And
that,
I think it just shows the type of humble character he is. That he's the type of person that the city buys into.
Yeah,
and kind of money ball players like Robinson and others and lift them up.
Yeah.
Whereas I think as Zidane were just he won't win the crowd over, he won't win the cup over, and no matter how good they are and what pedigree they have, they just won't be what they're looking for. They'd rather take a more inexperienced manager who's proven himself a little bit and work with him and give him time than have a Mourinho come in and make it all about himself, or Zidane coming in and never smiling or celebrating a goals. So you need some passion. You need someone who loves the club and loves the city, and I think Alonso has that.
Can you say that was the same thing Aston Villa were trying to do with Steven Gerrard, and it didn't work?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, I mean Steven Gerrard. I think he did a great job at Villa for a time in the beginning. For the first 10, 15 games, they'd progressed one step forward. But I think the longer Gerrard was there, the more you saw the cracks in his managerial skills.
Okay.
I know I won things at Celtic, or the Rangers.
It was a Rangers.
But I think I wouldn't bring Gerrard back. I think it's just.
I don't think
it would destroy.
I don't think he's done well enough to
he
end
hasn't done well enough.
the Liverpool job yet. I don't think he's done well enough to end the Liverpool job yet. He's enjoying himself in Etihad.
Yeah.
Now, by enjoying, I'm not saying he's top of the table. He's earning what he's earning, so let him enjoy himself.
Yeah,
that's what I meant. I don't think so. Do you think, though, that if Xabi Alonso comes to Liverpool now, that is a move too quick? Do you think he needs maybe another season at Leverkusen, or maybe 2 more seasons at Leverkusen, just to show that this wasn't a fluke?
Yeah. The difficulty with the world that we're living in at the moment is that with contracts, with manager movements, if you don't get him now, who do you take? And how long do you have him?
Yeah.
So do you wait another season and he proved himself and you're like, we should have taken him and then, Real Madrid come knocking and said, we need you, you're not going to turn that down. So at what point do you say, we have to take a risk somewhere?
Yeah.
If he's the next big manager in European football,
Yeah.
and Liverpool will have thought through their options, but for me and other Liverpool supporters, I think he's the best fit.
That's cool.
And
That's cool.
and it'll be nice to know that I've seen other things in his contract with Leverkusen that if someone comes knocking and he wants the job, he can take it. And I think he'll bring enough of his support staff that'll kind of bring a freshness to the club that maybe might take us to the next stage, the next level. He has a lot of good players to work with. I mean, I don't think if Liverpool comes knocking, I don't think you can say no. I think that's what Klopp said. I think if the sides of Liverpool, and the pedigree of the Premier League, I think he would be worse off if he didn't take the job if they came knocking.
That's all right. Yeah. Well, Gary Neville is available, so you guys could get Gary Neville.
No thanks.
No thanks. No.
You can stay a pundit.
He's much better over there. Yeah. Well, even there, it's also average. Anyway. No, all these people have been super upset about celebrations.
Yeah.
They keep saying it every time for different clubs, obviously. Well, Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville.
They have an issue with Arteta celebrating?
Oh, well, they have an issue with everybody celebrating.
No.
But usually it's with like...
You should be happy seeing that. No,
well,
for me...
him, he's a
for me,
fan.
I'm always a... That's true. Now, the thing is, football is a game of passion.
It is.
Mm-hmm. So when people... Those moments don't happen every day. Mm-hmm. So when you get that, my guy, come on. Just express it.
Yep. Last season it was the whole thing of our Arsenal over celebrating, and that was a whole other thing. But this match was so important, and like you said, it's like a 6-point match, right? And so it meant a lot to both teams.
Yeah. It did.
But for Arsenal, this was, if we hadn't won this match, season was over. I felt like. Now you could argue that there's enough matches that anything can happen, but if we want to be up there, we have to beat the big teams. We just do, And so, in a way, I'm happy that they did that. But yeah, the whole celebration thing, like I'm like, I'll drink Jimmy Carragher's tears. Okay.
I have no issue with that. I have no issue with that.
I can tell you now, if Nunes scored a 90th winner,
Klopp
would have been,
there
would have been some celebrating. I can tell you that. Both in my house.
I have no issue with that. None at all.
I did feel like yesterday Klopp was a little bit, not low, but like he didn't feel like his usual enthusiastic self. Awesome. I wonder if it's part of it's just the nature of some of the players not being there and with Connor Bradley's father passing away and all of that stuff. But he felt a bit low to me.
Yeah, and the thing is, like at Anfield you can get away with it a little bit because the crowd just riles the team up and the manager. Yeah. And so the Anfield won't allow the team to play like that at Anfield.
Oh yeah,
like you know what I mean, like. And so when you flat and the manager's flat and you go to a place that is buzzing for Arsenal and Arsenal feel like, hey, we're ready for a game, then you're going to struggle. And no halftime chat is necessary. I mean, unless you're 3-0 down at AC Milan, that's how
yeah, that's true.
But we came out a little bit strong in the second half, but still, like, he did feel a bit docile on the side, smiling at things, even Nunes, when he missed up, I mean, he blazed one over the top. He's busy hugging Gabriel, like, in terms of, they would have messed up, It just seemed like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like you're not friends on the pitch. Like, afterwards you can do that, but play the game. This is the top of the league. Like, get on with it. Yeah. So I felt like everything was just, it's one of those one-off games. It wasn't a game coming. It wasn't like we had shown any of this before. It's just we rocked up flat and the game showed it and Arsenal were ready for it and they got the 3 points.
You guys should have done that against Chelsea.
Yeah, I think we still would have won.
Oh gosh.
Sorry, Judah.
We'll talk about
you know the funny thing? Yeah. You're actually correct.
Yeah, probably.
You guys would have most likely still won.
We'll talk about Chelsea in a minute because we do need to talk about that. But
I have nothing to say.
Well, there's a few things we will talk about. But I want to talk about AFCON because you're South African, you're Nigerian, and both of you are still in AFCON.
Yes, we are.
In the tournament.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Let me tell you from a South African perspective.
Yeah.
Right? Since the Soccer World Cup in 2010 and Chabalala's goal, beating France. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I remember
the
that. I remember that.
vuvuzelas.
Yeah.
Even then, we were only in the tournament because we were hosting.
Yeah.
Bafana has always been that family member,
Yeah.
That's, the Springboks win World Cups.
Yeah, the Springboks are cool.
Even Driekus, winning the USC championship belts. No one expected South Africa to even make AFCON and make it out the group stages. But let's be honest, here they are, and anything can happen in a semi-final. There's 2 games left.
True.
We've had history with Nigeria before where we've actually pipped them.
Yeah, I cannot
in the
deny
last,
that. That
probably
is true.
in the last 4 or 5 games, maybe 3 out of the 5 games.
I think head-to-head, I think South Africa have better head-to-head.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in the last few
know that.
games. Well, it's hard truth, but it's just truth.
Yeah.
I think for me, definitely, as you say, it's a semi-final. Anybody can win. But what I think about is the South Africans are not conceding goals. So far in the tournament, they've conceded only 1 goal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think Nigeria has considered only 1 or 2. So South Africa are not conceding goals. Nigeria are not scoring too many goals. So in all your games, Nigeria have only scored 1 goal, except the game against Cameroon where they scored 2.
Okay.
So Nigeria are not scoring many goals. South Africa are not conceding many goals.
I can see where this is going.
Exactly. So if it goes to penalties,
Then it's
there's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the last game, Cape Verde, South Africa, it went into penalties. And the South African goalkeeper saved 4 spot kicks. That has never been done.
Yeah.
The guy saved 4.
That's crazy.
And I look at that and I go, that is
like
not
it's a
good news.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm like, that is not good news.
I think South Africa will be playing for penalties.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Take it all the way. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would not be surprised if the coach parks the bus and maybe tries to hit on the counter. Because he would be confident that if they can just get to penalty kicks, what's his name? Williams. The Bafana goalkeeper. Williams would just do his thing. The guy saved 4. And I'm like,
That's crazy.
This is unreal.
Yeah.
He saved 4. And that makes sense. That's why they are not conceding.
Yeah, exactly.
Good defense, good goalkeeper. So that's good stuff. But I am looking
Ellison
for
can learn a few things.
Well,
Wow.
what to do, man? What to do? But I think so far it's been a great tournament
Yeah.
for Africa as a continent, in the sense that you just get games where you're not sure who's gonna win, and even the games where you think this team is supposed to win, they don't. Algeria out, Tunisia out, Morocco out, Egypt out, Ghana out, Senegal out. So I think for the last 5 or 7 tournaments, the defending champion never gets to play the quarterfinals.
Wow.
The best they do is round of 16. Most of the time, they actually don't even move out of the group stages.
Wow.
Consistency.
Consistently different.
I tell you. So it's been a really great tournament. The game between Mali and Cote d'Ivoire, drama of a game. Definitely Cote d'Ivoire host, so the stadium is full. Everybody in orange. Mali get the first goal. Beauty of a goal. See the goal. The goalkeeper couldn't even move. He's a spectator watching the ball go into his net. Now the guy who scores the goal doesn't celebrate
Okay.
because his family is Ivorian.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's from an Ivorian family. So he scores against Ivory Coast in the quarterfinals.
Wow.
And with everybody jumping on him, he's just like this. And I'm like, wow, that's some self-control.
Yeah.
For a
He would
game,
have been running like God.
for a game that big.
Also, you don't expect that in an international
I
game.
tell you. I tell you. In club football, you do that.
Yeah.
But, bro, this is the quarterfinals of the Nations Cup.
Yeah.
So he didn't celebrate. And by this time, Ivory Coast were already down by 1 man because they had a red card, I think, towards the end of the first half. So Mali were playing against 10.
Okay.
That was like, I think, 70 minutes thereabouts. Up until the 89th minute, Mali was still leading. So the coach does what many other coaches will do. He will start wasting time with substitutions. So he takes out his big boys. He brings out Sinayoko. Put some guys in let's just give some people some minutes, eat some of the time. Adingra, the Brighton guy, scores in the 90th minute to make it 1-1.
Dang.
Heartbreak.
Wow.
The stadium erupts.
Yeah.
So they go into extra time. 100 and definitely it should go to 120. As at the time it's 120, the match board goes up 1 minute extra. So I get the Mali coach is already thinking PKs, okay, who's going to take what, who's going to take this. 121st minute, Cote d'Ivoire get a free kick. Play it in. Diakate scores, or Diakate, something like that. Scores 122nd minute to win it for Ivory Coast.
Oh.
He runs like a crazy dude, takes his shirt off,
The whole thing.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
As he's trying to come back into the pitch, he gets his second yellow card.
So he's
For celebrating.
sent off.
So he's sent off. Still without his shirt on. He's like, just go.
Yeah.
As they come back in and the Mali guys pass, seconds later, the ref blows the final whistle. I think the Mali coach is in so much shock. The cameras pan on him and he's crouching on the floor and they have people pouring water on his head.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the most dramatic games I have seen in a while.
Dang.
The guy is in, I just hope he's okay.
Yeah.
He's in so much shock. I think his coaching staff, they're there trying to pour water on his head. He can't even look up. He's just like this.
Wow.
On the pitch, Traore, the Mali captain, is about to go into a fist fight with the ref. I tell you, this game is drama. Everybody's pulling the guy back. He's going back. He wants to fight the ref. The ref gives him a red card, but he's shifting like...
Stay back.
Stay back, bro. Oh my bro. Oh my. So I think it was a great game to see drama-wise, but definitely not seeing the whole idea of moving so close to the referee and trying to. So that is not good. That's not a good picture to see. But what happened on the field of play? Games like that, they either raise you up if you're Ivorian or if you're from Mali. They just...
That's what football does, isn't it?
Yeah, it is what it is.
Football can, change in seconds.
It can. It can.
From we winning the Champions League to not winning the Champions, like those moments.
True. And this is Ivory Coast that qualified from their group by the skin of their teeth. They qualified as one of the best third place teams. So they had lost to Nigeria and then lost to Equatorial Guinea 4-0 in front of their home fans. They fired their manager just after that game.
Oh, yeah.
So they changed manager mid-tournament.
Yeah.
So to see all of this, you go, wow, this is box office stuff. Yeah. Box office stuff. So right now, only 4 teams left. We have the Nigerians playing against the South Africans. I saw something somewhere. Somebody said it was Afrobeats versus Amapiano.
I don't know what that is.
Amapiano is like South African music, melody.
Iski.
Whatever, bro. And the other semi-final is Ivory Coast versus DR Congo.
Okay.
So that's also a good team. DR Congo are doing well. Yohan Wissa, Brentford. Aaron Maswako, former West Ham player.
Okay.
Cedric Bakambu, who used to play for Villarreal. I don't know if he's still there. So even DR Congo guys have a good team. And they're doing well. So it's going to turn out...
Anyone's game.
Anyone's tournament right now. These 4 teams are just... They all have their own jokers. So, good tournament. Really good tournament. Really, really good tournament. But I hope Nigeria win.
We'll see.
We'll see. If you guys let us pass, we will do.
You shall not pass.
Let's see. But that's the AFCON. The Asian Cup is also still on.
Yes.
Which is going on in Qatar. Saudi's out. Well, let's just go straight to the semi-finals.
Yeah.
We have Jordan in the semi-final.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of surprising for me.
Okay.
So Jordan plays South Korea. Then Qatar play Iran.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, I think to me that's the game. The Iran-Qatar game is the game. So Qatar are the hosts, but Iran have some really good guys.
Oh yeah,
Taremi, Johan Bash, Azmoun. I really like those guys, but it's hard to play against the host nation in the semi-final. It's just hard. But Japan are out, so you get Endo back.
Yeah.
You get Tomiyasu back.
Yeah. We need him.
Not that you needed him last night. We needed Endo. I felt like.
Sounds like you also need Tomiyasu because Trent.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, yeah. But that's good. The Aussies are out. They're knocked out by South Korea.
Wait.
Aussie, I guess.
That's crazy, man. I would have imagined Japan to like make the quarterfinals, but that's crazy.
Is what it is, man. Is what it is.
Crazy.
I think they got knocked out by Iran. I think it was Iran who knocked out. But Iran is a good team. Also.
Yeah.
So
they've had a history as well around like of all. I mean, they enjoy football. They love football.
So really, really, really love. They're a good footballing nation.
Yeah.
So that's it from the national team tournaments. They're both at the semi-final stage. And we're looking forward to good games. Really good games. I'm looking forward to them.
Okay. Let's see then how that goes.
Yeah.
Let's come back to the Premier League.
Yep.
Want to go through just a few
quick fire
key things that have happened.
Okay.
Let's start with Chelsea. Chelsea lose to Wolves at home.
Yeah.
And what was that? They've conceded 8 goals.
8 goals in 4 days. So we go to Anfield. I don't know why I'm saying we. They go to Anfield.
Wow, just detaching himself. He's like,
it's like Constantino. We are not good.
We're all
bad.
We're all not good enough.
I'm sorry, Chelsea. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Wednesday night at Anfield, the first half was one of the worst performances I had seen. As at halftime, Liverpool could have been 4-0 up, but we're going 2-0. Full time 4-1, could have been 7.
Yeah, Darwin hitting the post. Time.
Could have been 7. So that game you lose away at Anfield, you go, okay, it's Anfield. It's not the easiest place to go. 4 days later, you are home. It's Stamford Bridge. And Wolves are visiting. You score the first goal. That's the annoying thing.
And he's been on form.
I think so far he's Chelsea's best player this season. So you have Cole Palmer. As they call him, Cold Palmer.
Cold Palmer?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard that. I like that.
So you have Cold Palmer, gets the first goal, and you think, oh yeah, good day at the office.
Yeah.
1-0 turns to 4-1.
Yeah.
But to be honest, their first 2 goals were...
Yeah, they were deflections.
Deflections.
But they count.
Yeah, sure.
The ball goes in, it counts. The deflections, yeah, but it counts. You're 4-1 down in front of your home fans. The Wolves fans are singing. I can't say exactly what they were singing.
I was going to ask you about that.
I can't say exactly what they were singing because people are going to watch this.
But it was a call and response.
Yeah.
They were saying, and
they were saying, you guys are, and the Chelsea fans were singing, yes, we are. And I'm like, yeah, that's not good for Poch. Because once the home fans begin to do that kind of a thing, that was one of the signs that we saw, and we knew that Potter's time was almost up. When the home fans turn and they are singing that, they are bantering their own team. That's not a good sign.
How much time do you think he has left with that team?
To be honest, I think he should stay to the end of the season. That's my honest opinion. I think he should stay to the end of the season because if you fire him now, who do you want to get? So you're going to pay him off, number 1. You get a new coach in, number 2. Now, there's usually the whole new coach impetus. The first few games, everybody's playing like they're animals and they're beasts.
Yeah.
But I think they need to find the root of the problem. Since Roman Abramovich has gone, Chelsea has looked like a different team. So are we saying if we change the coach, they'll begin to look like the Chelsea of old? They've changed coaches 4 times.
You know he's available, right?
Klopp?
Mourinho.
Well, he is. So is Antonio Conte.
Yeah.
And those two have been, they are former coaches of ours. Yeah, they know what to do. They've been to Chelsea before. But they have not worked under this American owner before. That's the thing. So if you go change the coach. You took Tuchel out. You took Potter out. You took the guy who came in after Potter, I can't remember his name. Before Frank Lampard came and you took him out. And now you've brought Poch, you want to take him out. So if you take 4 or 5 guys out, in how many years? They've not even been there for 3 years. Because this happened after the Ukraine-Russia thing happened. So if you take all these guys out, and they're still, Chelsea is still in that range of 9, 10, 11 in the league table. I'm not sure it's just taking Poch away. I could be wrong, but I just don't think it's a Poch thing. You have players who are on 8-year deals, definitely for amortization. I get that part. But the guy knows he's on contract for 7 more years. So, like, money in the bank. That's clean, sure, confirmed money in the bank. So I don't think sacking Poch now would change so much. It will change a few things, but in the long term, will it change much? Now you have Thiago Silva's wife tweeting that something needs to change now before it's too late. Now I don't know what she knows. I have no idea what she knows. Her husband is on the team. Her husband is a senior in the locker room and all that kind of stuff. So maybe he said stuff or maybe she knows stuff. But I feel like she should just keep quiet. Because that tweet would not help anybody. It would just throw more
gas in the fire.
That's the thing. Because now in the locker room, everybody's looking at Thiago Silva and going, what did you tell your wife?
He's the leader in the locker room. They all look to him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's how.
So even Poch will be looking at him going, what does your wife know that we don't know?
He's probably the same age as Poch, isn't he?
Oh, God, no.
Maybe they can just promote him to manager.
Just player manager. Poch steps down.
I don't know. I think one thing they can start with doing is allow John Terry to speak a little more into Chelsea stuff. By Chelsea stuff, I mean senior team stuff. So John Terry he's in the club, but I think he's training I could be wrong, under 18s or something. So,
he is. I don't know.
Yeah, he is.
Wow.
So Alfie Gilchrist, one of the defenders who comes on and plays like he's on steroids, really young kid. He's spent a lot of time with JT. Now, I'm not saying JT is a master tactician or something. JT is someone who's won the armband. He knows what Chelsea was like under Abramovich. If everywhere in Stamford Bridge, you still see those banners, captain, leader, legend, JT. So if he's in the dressing room with these senior guys, I think he can actually put some fire under the balls. Should I have said that?
Soccer balls.
Please cut this out.
I'm going to keep it. Mostly because of his save.
What Alisson said.
So those are just options, but I think these are not the easiest times to be a Chelsea supporter.
No, yeah.
Especially because we had gotten used to life under Abramovich. And the fans were singing Abramovich's name also. Definitely that can't change so much. The club has been sold. There's not much you can do.
Yeah.
But it just shows how much we miss those days. We really miss those days. We miss Marina and her negotiating skills and selling Hazard for 100 million euros when Hazard was what he was. We miss Peter Cech for doing what he did and getting Edumendi. We miss Bruce Bock. We miss those guys. All of them just... It feels like a totally new club. So right now, we used to be the ones bantering Arsenal. But now, look at us. We're on the other side of the table. This guy is bantering me now. I'm like...
11th on the table.
11th, bro.
How much money do you need to spend to get where you need to be, do you think?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I don't think... Yeah. Another thing I still don't understand is Chelsea are struggling for goals. They're not scoring a lot of goals. Their striking options are Nicholas Jackson, Christopher Nkunku, who's in and out with injury, David Washington. I'm thinking of the strikers, CFs now, number 9. And you have Amanda Broya. And then you loan Broya to Fulham.
Yeah.
I look at that and I'm like, who's making these decisions? Why would you loan Broya out? He has the height for aerial dominance. Yeah. So if you're in a game where you can't do anything, you just put him on and just send crosses into the box.
Yeah.
He should be able to win headers. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
But you send him out on loan to Fulham.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
I still don't understand that. Now, I'm not saying Broya is who's the best. He's not Harry Kane or Lewandowski. But he's a young guy. And you can see he's doing well. When he comes on, he has some enthusiasm. He's trying to chase the ball and all. You loan him to Fulham. So now, if Nkunku gets another injury and is out for another 2 months, what do we have left? Only Jackson. So I look at that and I'm like, yeah, some of these decision making. And these guys who are sporting directors, who are whatever, and I could do this. I could actually do their job for half the money you're paying them, bro.
Are you putting out there in the podcast that you're going to take the job on?
I'll take it. I'll walk from here. I'll walk from here, though. I'll walk from here, but I'll take the job.
Okay. I'll give it to you. You can have it.
3 days a week.
Yeah.
No, 2 days a week.
Okay.
I'll try. But with the time difference, I know I could be able to put in some extra hours. But I don't want to say anything more about Chelsea, man. That's just sad. Everybody was texting me yesterday. Jazz! Jazz texted me. And Jazz is like, oh, I'm really not sorry. I was so happy. I'm like, oh, gosh.
The thing is, we've seen Chelsea do so much in the last, I don't know how many years. Like, just like dominating, like financially, in the matches, just in every aspect, pretty much. And it kind of got to a point where it was very annoying.
I
know? So now...
Guys always in finals and spending money where nobody else can spend money.
Yeah. If anything, this whole financial fair play thing, they're next.
So like, you might be on the 15th on the league if they start putting looking at the books.
But my thing is like, I think that's part of the reason why like nobody sympathizes with Chelsea.
Yeah, I guess
empathizing with them, because it's just like, we've seen you guys do a lot. Like, just it's okay. Let somebody else have it.
Okay. Is that supposed to be consolation? Like, okay, now we're letting every other person have it.
No. But seriously though, I do feel for Chelsea because it's gonna take time with the new ownership.
A lot of time.
Not money. Money. I mean, they've spent quite a bit of money.
It's gonna take
some of it they haven't spent in the right way. If I'm being totally
a whole
honest.
lot of it.
A whole
Not
lot
some.
of it.
A whole lot of it was not well spent.
But it will take time. I don't think they should get rid of Poch.
Not yet.
If anything, Poch is probably going to want to look at players, get a little bit more leverage in the club, and then go, okay, get rid of these guys, bring in these guys.
The transfer window.
Yeah. But I do want to talk about Wolves though, because that was Cunha's hat trick.
Yeah, he had 3 goals.
At Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, he had 3 goals.
Neto played so well.
Neto is a great player.
I think he's going to move on from Wolves. I don't think
Neto is a great player. Neto is a great player. To me, I think he's kind of like a Diogo Jota.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Just like when Jota was in Wolves, he was that kind of player. You could know for certain that he could make a difference.
And I think he'll make the starting lineup of many of the top, top.
Yeah, he's a great
7
player, player. And this is Wolves who lost their game against United with literally the last kick of the game.
Yeah.
So to recover from that and come away at Chelsea and score 4 goals after scoring 3 at home against United, you can see that guy, what's his name? Gary O'Neill.
Yeah.
He's doing a good job.
He is, yeah.
He's doing a good job.
Yeah. So anyway, credit to them as well. I mean, they're trying to make the most of their season and the momentum they have. So.
I think they are above Chelsea now. I think they're 10th.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And I agree with you. Pedro Neto, like very, very good player. The thing about Jota though is like, I didn't see him as that player when he was at Wolves, and then he goes to Liverpool, and I'm like,
he was good at Wolves.
Oh my goodness!
Honestly, like between I saw a interaction between 2 pundits, and they were asking, if your life depended on it, who would you want on a 1-on-1, Jota or Salah?
I think I saw this. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, like I agree. Like Jota just feels like even if he bashes through players and keep it, like he just doesn't miss the target.
Yeah, he's the marksman.
He might not score, out the box, but he's always present. His heading is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
And he hits corners.
Look at his goal against Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean that was unbelievable.
The first goal, Liverpool's first goal against Chelsea.
Give up.
He just kept running. And he went through, I think it was Thiago Silva and I think Badiashile, to just go through them, come out and the ball and still strike it. No, the guy's a good guy. Really cool guy. Really cool guy.
Yeah.
Well, he's your player, not mine. So,
Exactly.
yeah. I wish I had a player like that now. But we don't.
Thank you.
Please, another team.
Yeah.
And I need to head out. Is that okay?
Sure. Yeah.
Is that right?
Thank you for joining us.
Cool.
We
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Yeah. Do you want me to say bye, or are you just going to cut me out? Like,
No, we'll keep all of this.
yeah, that's cool. Okay. Thanks, boys.
See you, man.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of the chats.
We still got a little bit more to go.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks for joining us,
Thanks,
man.
guys. It was
appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
We'll have you again. We'll have to have you again.
Yeah, please have me again.
Anyway, so that's Chelsea.
Yep.
We'll
that
leave
is-
it at that. It was nice to have Lewin with us.
It was.
But let's talk about the rest of some of the Premier League stuff, all right?
Yep.
Villa scored 5 past Sheffield. Now, Sheffield are in the relegation zone.
Yep.
I get that.
Yep.
But Villa scored their 4 goals in the first half. And Ollie Watkins is the first player to hit double digits in goals and assists in the Premier League.
Is he?
Ollie Watkins.
Oh, in the Premier League. Because
In
I
the
think
Premier
Darwin Núñez also has something like that. Or maybe his is for the whole season. So if it's-
Watkins is 11 goals and 10 assists.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Maybe other players have double digits in goals but not assists.
Because I
but
think
he's-
Darwin had 10-10 at some point. But I don't know if Darwin is just in the league or league and like the whole season. I don't know. But I know Darwin Núñez at some point, I guess. But if he's in the league, yeah, it should be what?
But it's double digits for both goals
and assists.
and assists.
Yep.
So that's impressive.
Shout out to Watkins.
Yeah.
Shout out to Watkins.
Um,
Do you see Sheffield surviving?
No.
Okay.
I don't. Partly because the next team we're going to talk about, Luton.
Oh, yeah. Luton are having fun. Luton are having so much fun. I think their game against Brighton, they won 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
That was a shock.
Yep.
I don't think anybody was expecting that.
No.
That Brighton would lose 4-0 to Luton. And I think the first 2 goals came in like the first 5 minutes. Like 4 minutes, 2 goals. I'm like, oh, wow.
Yep.
And then they go away at Newcastle. I think they were away, I believe.
Yep.
They play 4-4.
Yep.
So they scored 8 goals
Yep.
in 2 games.
Yep.
Kind of like the opposite of Chelsea. But yeah. Shout out to Luton.
Yeah, I
Happy
mean
for-
they're making. I feel like they're making the most of their season being in the Premier League, being promoted into the Premier League.
Yeah,
They might
true.
be the only team that got promoted that might
That's
stay.
alive. Yeah, let's see
Who
how it
knows?
goes. Happy for Adebayo. He's getting goals. Also happy for us Barkley. So
Yeah,
it's good to see that. Yeah, really happy for them.
yeah. There you go. So I think that's one of the cool things about seeing how these different teams have done. I feel bad for Burnley. And in a way, Sheffield as well. I mean, I think there were a lot of high hopes for Burnley coming in with Vincent Kompany and their ownership and everything. And so, but it doesn't seem like they're going to survive. But who knows? We still have a little bit of the season to go.
This time.
But Luton might just make it. Let's see.
It would be nice if they do. It would be really nice if they
It
do.
will.
That would be something worth celebrating.
But the team below them is Everton.
So with Everton, you don't know what you get in the sense that they could still actually survive.
Yeah.
They played 2-2 with Spurs.
Yep.
Their boy Richarlison.
Yep.
Their own boy
Heartbreak.
Richarlison. Yeah, Richarlison just won't let them be. But what to do, man? I think this is one of the good things, that towards the end of the season, you begin to see, okay, how many teams are fighting for survival? How many places are available? Yeah. So I think this is good. It's good for the Premier League. It's good to see. So, for certain, if it continues the way it is, the 2 of them cannot survive, except somebody above them begins to lose points.
Right.
So you're just happy because this sets up a great end to the season. If Luton haven't played Everton yet, you know that game will be do or die. Because you would not want to lose that game. That would not help. So I'm just looking forward to it. I think it's a good thing for the league. Really good thing for the league. The problem is Everton still have their case that's still being decided.
Oh, they haven't heard back yet?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't think so. So that also puts some uncertainty in there.
Yeah.
So I think they actually, even the 10-point deduction, I think they appealed that.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any, I've not heard of any feedback of if the appeal was granted or not. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But you know that there was also news that I think themselves and Nottingham
Yep.
are also being investigated for more breaches. And so you're like, yeah. Well, right now they just have to keep getting as many points as possible. That's the best they can do.
Yeah.
But this is not the league where you're sure of 3 points, even when you play at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what to do?
And you got situations like your former player scoring a brace against you.
What to do?
I think the match was at home as well for them. So.
Yeah. But
anyway,
it is what it is. But
they're back in the relegation zone. And so...
But the fight is on.
The fight is on, yeah.
I hope it's not lost. The fight is on.
Yeah. But in other spots, I guess, Manchester United beat West Ham. And then everybody, I guess, is wondering, are Manchester United back?
I don't know. Maybe. So first off, to go to Molino, that's Wolves ground, and win the way they did. To come back and get the 3 points when it felt like they were going to leave with 1. Although they had also started that game really well, and Wolves got back into the game. But then to see Kobe Mino score that goal in the 96th minute there,
that was a good goal, yeah.
That was great. They really needed that. And when you have that, I think the momentum from that is just massive.
Yeah.
And then you come home and you play West Ham and you win 3-0. So this is not to say that they are not the best team in the country, but definitely those were 2 tricky games.
Yeah.
So to go away at Wolves is not the easiest.
Yeah.
And even West Ham, as we both know, West Ham defeated Chelsea 3-1 at the start of the season.
Yep.
West Ham defeated Arsenal 2-0 at the Emirates.
Yep.
So West Ham is also not a walk in the park.
No.
So for United to play those 2 games and get 6 points, beautiful stuff for them.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff for them. Yeah.
Just quick on Kobe Mino though, because he's just come up.
Yeah, this season
is doing quite well.
Yeah, so you look at that, and I think I've seen people talk about Manchester United going to their, I think it's from the academy. I think so.
Yeah.
Going to the academy to get a midfielder, and Chelsea spending 220 million on 2 midfielders. And you look at that and you go, they do have a point. Because Kobe Mino has come and I think so far he's had more game time than even Scott McTominay.
Yeah. McTominay has been coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Usually.
So Kobe feels like one of the names that gets on the starting lists pretty quickly. Yeah. He's a young kid. He's definitely learning.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't say he's like an experienced guy, but he's doing his part of the job.
Yeah. He's
working hard. He's trying his best to learn. He's putting himself in great positions to get goals. What can you say?
Yeah.
So it is what it is, especially with a team like United where they still have Sancho who's gone to Dortmund because he and the coach didn't gel.
Yeah.
And the Rashford issue.
That was another thing.
That's another thing. So they had the Rashford issue of him going where he went to and partying and all that stuff. And he missed the FA Cup game and all of that. So to see a young player like Manu there, and he's doing the best that he can to play his best football.
Right.
I'm just encouraged by it.
Yeah.
I'm really encouraged by it. Really encouraged by it.
I mean, it just goes to show you can spend all the money you want in the world, but sometimes the answer is just in the academy, you know?
Sometimes it is. Not all the time, but
not
sometimes
all the time,
it is. Sometimes it is, and it's hard to deny when you can see that. Yeah. When you can see Mino, it's hard to deny.
I think that's one of the reasons maybe they've brought Ten Hag is because I think he did that at Ajax as well, as bringing up younger talent.
I don't know that.
You know, encouraging them. I think...
Well, one of the things he's done at United is bring players in new from Eredivisie.
Well, he did that too.
Yeah. So, but he's
which,
right.
By the way, Lisandro Martinez is injured again.
Yeah,
and
that's sad.
Look good.
That is sad because he just caught back.
Yep.
Weeks ago.
Yep.
And he's out again. That's really sad. But I wish him all the best. We hope he recovers well.
Yeah.
and he recovers well this time, so he doesn't come back and go out again.
Yeah.
But what to do? Shout out to United. Good for them.
That's the hard thing about injuries. Once you start getting them, anyway. But yeah, that's the whole thing. But anyway, United back, not back. We'll see.
Good for them
as the season goes on. Little bit of transfer news. Calvin Phillips joined
West Ham
on loan.
Good for him. He needs somewhere where he can go and at least kick the ball in front of fans, not just in training. Kick the ball in front of fans when it's not the warm up. Like, he needs to play. Especially if he hopes to play for England at the Euros.
I think that's all that. That's the biggest reason why he's dead.
He needs to play. He just needs to play. So it's good for him. That's all I can say. It's a good move for him.
I do wonder, though, why it never worked for him at City.
I don't know. I think maybe he didn't just turn out to be what Pep thought he would be, I guess. Secondly, the City midfield is a strong midfield compared. So they got him from Leeds. At Leeds, maybe he was a big fish in a small pond. Maybe but when you come to City, it's a big pond with a lot of big fish.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is they signed him like not last season, but the season before that, right?
He's been there for like two and a half years thereabouts.
And then they go and get Kovacic.
Yep.
So like this guy was just bought to just sit on the bench.
They didn't just get Kovacic; they got the guy from Wolves also.
Oh yeah, the Manunas, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, did they just buy him to just be like, yo, you just chill here for a bit, like, in case we need you?
I don't know, man. I really don't.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel sad for him because, well, maybe he doesn't feel sad because he's got
a lot of
he's got some medals. So
yeah,
he got something out of it, but
he definitely did.
Still feel like, he
you're
probably hopes to play more.
You're a player. You want to play. Yeah, you want to play. He just don't want to sit on the bench. That's not it.
But anyway, all the best to Calvin Phillips.
Yep.
And hopefully he can find a way to resurrect his career, like,
we hope so. We hope
get back to playing days.
So. I don't think he'll be a Jesse Lingard, in the sense that Jesse Lingard actually went to West Ham on loan also.
Yep.
And West Ham were trying to sign him. I think some issues came up. I think money was one of them. Then he did the move to Forest. And he's left Forest, and I don't think he still has a club now.
No, he just FCCO.
Is that confirmed?
That was a rumor I heard.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Could be just a rumor.
But I think Phillips is. If he plays really well, there's the tendency that West Ham want to sign him permanently. If he plays really well, if he doesn't, I think he should still look for another club where he'll play football.
Yeah,
that's what I think. So, but good stuff.
Let's see what happens with that. In other news, Xavi is leaving Barcelona at the end of the season.
Well, we just spoke to Luan as regards Klopp leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Yeah. So this is another manager announcing that he'll be leaving at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Now, for some reason, there are reasons we are not the same.
No.
So Klopp is all, I don't have the energy for this on a daily. I can't do this, and I want to be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
Xavi is more of, we haven't gotten the support that we thought we would get.
Yeah.
Everybody's killing us. The media is killing us. The
ownership.
The pressure is too much, and all of that. So I don't know, but I feel like he had played at the club for years. So Xavi is a I think I can call him a Barcelona legend.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So Xavi is a Barcelona legend. He played there in the golden years with Iniesta and Busquets at the height of that team.
Yep.
You should have understood the pressure that comes with the job.
Yeah.
That's my first statement. The second thing is, if you are winning, the pressure will not be this much.
Yeah.
So why did he not leave at the end of last season? Because last season they won the La Liga, I believe. He didn't. Why? He won the league.
Mm.
So it's not a pressure environment all of a sudden. It's always been.
Yeah.
But look at this season. They're out of the Copa del Rey. There is very little chance that they win the La Liga. Very little. I think they are third now. Real Madrid is first, Girona is second. I think they're third. And it's not like they're third with 1 point off second. I think like 4 points off second, thereabouts. So can they still win it? Mathematically, yes, they can. But it's hard.
Right.
Now, I heard something where he said something about, this decision has been made earlier in the season. I'm like, my guy. My guy. So after you won La Liga, you decided to leave at the end of the following season? My guy, come on. We are not all kids. Now, the decision could have been made maybe 2-3 months ago while the season was still taking shape, but you could see that, like, come on.
Yeah.
They're not having a good season.
No, that's true.
It's different from Klopp.
I do wonder, though, if he does have a point, because I think Xavi isn't somebody who just, got hired just, to do the job. Like, he loves Barcelona. He breathes Barcelona. That's his club, And so I feel like even if there is pressure ever, the love for the club keeps you going, right? And I wonder if he does have a point that there's stuff going on inside that is making it difficult to work here. Because you got, all the financial issues that they have at the moment. Can they bring players in?
So is he leaving because it's hard to do the job without money?
I think he's leaving maybe because with the structure that they have, with people that they have in and around the club who are not managers or who are not the manager or players or like directly in the kind of limelight, when it comes to football, I think those people are making it a bit difficult. There's a whole talk of the Super League coming up again, and these same guys are like, these are all the clubs that are with us, It's just like, it just doesn't feel right. And I feel like I think they'll find it hard to get a good manager in after Xavi leaving. They're going to have a hard time getting a good manager in.
I don't know what they can afford now.
Yeah.
So can I afford to pay an A-list manager? I don't know.
No, really.
I really don't. So the thing with this is also, I've had statements like, Deco doesn't like Xavi. Not like personally.
Yeah.
So Deco doesn't rate him as a coach. That's a better way to say it. So Deco doesn't rate him as like, this is not an A-class coach. He's a legend of the club. Not possibly. Definitely. So that could be a problem. But I feel when you look, I'm not saying that people should continue to work in situations that are unhealthy or unhelpful for them. But this is one of the things we say that players should do. Players they should be mentality monsters. They should go against the grain. When it's hard, they should give their best and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't seem like Xavi's doing that. I could be wrong because definitely I'm not on the inside. I don't know everything. But it doesn't seem like Xavi is doing that. So there's a lot of pressure from the media. There's a lot of pressure from the fans. You're losing at home to Villarreal. You're losing at home to Girona. What do you expect? There will be pressure. Poch has just lost at home to Wolves.
Yeah, but you can't compare Premier League.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that this is the same. I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm just going with every home loss, whether you're playing in Antarctica or anywhere, it's hard. Now there's pressure, definitely, because maybe Catalonia is more of a football colony than England. I don't know. I've never worked there. Pep has agreed or has come out and said, yes, the pressure there is really hard. So if you're leaving because you're going, to be honest, I can't continue to work in this environment because it's unhealthy for me and unhealthy. Just state that clearly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
state that clearly. Just go.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah.
The pressure from the media, the pressure from my bosses, and the pressure on the environment. I can't take it. And I think it's good for my mental health. Also, you understand my point?
Yeah.
Just be
Absolutely,
honest.
yeah.
Tell us upfront. But doing the whole, I don't feel supported. Yeah, that's true. That's possible. I don't feel supported. I've made this decision since. The media is killing me and this. So at the end of the season, we would leave. That kind of feels like you're balking under the pressure.
Well, see, again, I go back to this, like, yes, that may be the case, but I do feel like there is an element of just the conditions at Barcelona not being right at the moment.
Everybody knows that.
And
Everybody knows that.
it's not an attractive thing for a manager. Like, if you're there managing, like, you're going, you know what, I can go to a different club and things will be a lot easier. I may have less money there, but at least I won't have to deal with this.
He doesn't even have a lot of money to spend.
Well, that's the thing. And so I just feel like I think there's probably a lot more rubbish going on beneath the surface that we don't know about.
I don't disagree.
And that is probably the reason why he's leaving.
Let me just make it clear. I have no issue with him leaving.
Yeah.
I'm not a Barca supporter.
Yeah.
And as I said, if somewhere if the environment is unhealthy and it's beginning to eat into you, please just go. Yeah, please just go. I have nothing against him going.
Yeah.
I just feel like compare the way Klopp presented his case, did a video and spoke, and the way Xavi, I'm like, yeah.
See, but Klopp, man, like, he won the Premier League, the Champions League with them. He took Liverpool where it was, and like he's living it in a better condition, And
that's a good question. Is Xavi leaving Barca in a better condition than he found it?
Oh no, but I mean, how many years has he been there as well? It's only like 2 years, right?
Year.
That's his third year?
So he came mid-season. I think they fired Ronald Koeman, if I'm not mistaken. And then he came in to replace Koeman.
Oh, he came in mid-season. I forgot about
I think so. So he finished that one. They had a full season last one. I think this is second full season. I could be wrong, but thereabouts. Something like that. So when he came, Koeman was the coach. The truth of the matter is, since even the year just before Messi left, Barca were already on the decline.
That's true. I think that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, Barca was already on the decline.
That, like, without Messi, like,
they're already on the decline.
Barcelona are a completely different club.
They're already on the decline. It just
not
shows,
a team, a club. Think about that.
I think Messi really carried the club.
Yeah.
But they also put a lot of their hope in him. They paid him, definitely paid him a lot of money, and a lot of things rotated or evolved around him. But move on.
Yeah.
I think the club had been in a decline even before he came. But he tried, won the league and all, but yeah, it's a tough job.
He being Xavi.
It's a tough job.
It is a tough job. I mean,
job.
that's, I guess only time will tell.
It is a tough job.
Who the next manager ends up being. I will say this, though, to your point. The timing is odd because he could have waited until the end of the season.
And just go.
And then just done that and that's it. The timing of it, like all of it, I truly feel like things behind the scenes are just not good. You know what I mean?
Because you are not living like, as you said, club, one days, living as a legend.
Leaving it different,
Xavi is a football playing legend. Will he leave as a football manager legend? I don't think so.
No, absolutely not.
That's the thing.
He's just started.
Yeah. But anyway, what it is. Let's move on.
Let's see what happens with them. Just to kind of touch on this, Milan stopped the game. You told me 16th minute to support Mike Maignan.
Yeah. So after the episode at Udinese, I think they were playing at home to Bologna, if I remember correctly. And in the 16th minute, the game stopped. And it was just, I think it was some level of solidarity. But definitely was good to just see that the club as an institution or an organization actually supported their own player.
Yeah, that's good.
So that was great.
Especially when we keep seeing these negative situations and negative, moments. It's good to have these sort of moments to be able to highlight that, okay, there are fans who care about the good and beautiful things. There are fans who don't want to see racism happening on and off the pitch. And I think that's a good thing. It's a really good thing.
It's good. I think it's just respect.
Yeah.
My respect is, I'm like, good stuff.
Yeah,
Stuff.
yeah, absolutely. On that note, is there anything else?
Nah, I just need to pray that Chelsea don't kill me.
Okay, just honest question though on that. Where do you think they're gonna finish?
I think 10th.
Yeah.
I think 10th. They have been very consistent.
It's a good one. Hey, if they do win 10th, then
I think
consistent.
they've been very consistent.
Yeah.
I think they'll finish 10th. If they finish 7th, 8th, with what they're playing now, that'll be a great season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
I think they'll finish 10th. That's my assumption. Yeah.
Let's see what happens then.
Let's see. Well, if they're not doing me well, I hope Nigeria will continue to do well at the AFCON.
Oh, yes.
That's my hope.
We'll definitely have to get your
that's my hope.
update next week about that.
Yep. By then, we'll see if it's myself or Luan who's smiling.
Okay, we'll see that.
Yeah.
Big match coming up in the Premier League. Villa versus Manchester United. Villa at home.
It is a big game.
Yeah.
It is a big game. Let's see how it goes. I have little to nothing to say. The both teams, I think, Villa is definitely above United in the table. But as we said, United have played 2 tricky games and won them. So we'll wait and see how it goes.
Yep.
I'm happy they've settled the Rashford thing. So let them just move on. Let's see how it goes.
I think West Ham versus Arsenal is probably also an important match.
Nice.
But I think other than that, I don't see any major top level teams playing each other.
Yeah, I think
that's going to come up in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, for me right now, I'm just waiting for the UCL to get back. European football to get back.
Oh, that's
maybe
right.
the UCL. So I think by the time I record the next time, we'll be closer to those days. So
yeah. And we haven't covered this today because at the time we're recording, that match hasn't happened. But Brentford are going to be playing Manchester City, who have 2 games in hand.
Yes, they do.
And probably out of everybody, they're in the sweet spot.
Yeah, so the thing is, they have to win those 2 games.
True.
And if they do win those 2 games, they put themselves in a very beautiful position.
Yeah.
They really do. So I think the thing you would prefer is you prefer points on the board than, I still have this game in hand.
True, yeah. You can't trust that.
Yeah.
You can't trust that.
Brentford have been a tricky team.
Yes.
Every time they play
and
City.
Tony's back.
Every time. But the thing is, it is City.
Yeah.
When it's time to grind out the wins, they could go like 10-game winning streak now.
Yeah.
And you just look at that and you're like, what's wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
So it's a great game. Looking forward to it. We're going to watch it by the grace of God. So move on.
We'll see what happens with that. And we will be back, I guess, next week.
Yes,
talking about Villa and United and maybe West Ham and Arsenal and any other upsets and crazy things.
Yeah. So definitely the AFCON, the Asian Cup. So
yes.
We also have a lot to talk about. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, Luan, although he's gone now.
Yeah, he's gone.
But it was fun to have him and hear his thoughts as well.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you for being with us. As always, we really appreciate the love and the support, and keep liking and subscribing and telling your friends. And I guess that's it. We'll catch you in the next one.
See you guys.